So in the United States, the belief is that you were charged with human trafficking.
The overall charge is that there's an organized criminal group. There's a group of us. I'm the head of it, and it's very interesting because the difference between sex and rape is consent, right?
Right.
But they remove all of that.
But force, what does that consist of?
And I think the intention of the entire investigation was they then released me on house arrest, and then 2 days before the legal limit in which they had to drop everything, they have no proof of me doing anything wrong. So they said.
So what are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with.
Okay, get ready for this. If I ask you, why was Tate thrown in jail? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Let's not even get into the debate of whether he's actually guilty or not. We're just talking about what he was charged with, what he was accused of. So what was he accused of? What reasoning did the prosecutors use to put him in jail? Whether you yourself believe it or not, the two words that come to your mind when I ask that are rape and human trafficking, isn't it? What if I tell you he wasn't even accused of rape? He wasn't even really charged for human trafficking. There was no pimping, no prostitution, nothing even involving sex, no restraining anyone, no nothing. Feels a little weird, doesn't it? A man was imprisoned, one of the most popular men on the planet today. And the world was told that he's been imprisoned for this one heinous crime. But he wasn't even accused of it. It's almost like there's a greater power behind this. Some consolidated power that controls the media, the governments, all of it. And that they launched an attack against this one man who was calling them out. He referenced them by this name of a movie. What was it again?
So what are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos to steal the money from the TikTok views.
So in the United States, I think the belief is that you were charged with human trafficking.
Yeah, that's human trafficking because what you do is you force a girl to work against her will for financial gain. That's human trafficking.
How do you force someone to do TikTok videos?
I guess the prosecutor is going to have to explain that, isn't he?
So just to be clear, you are not accused of pandering, of pimping, of forcing women to have sex with anybody. It's a widespread belief that you were accused of pimping.
Yeah, no, that's nothing to do with any of this case. Absolutely nothing. No, not forcing them to have sex, not restraining their movement, not stopping them from living a full life, but the fact that we are somehow convincing them to have TikTok. And it's kind of scary because the crime in itself of human trafficking is a unique one because they can ignore the statement of the victim. So the girls have come forward and said, this is insane. You've just picked us because we're near Andrew and we're his friends. But the whole idea of the crime is they can say that she's brainwashed, right? She's under duress. So you can ignore her statement. State says she's a victim regardless of the fact that she says she's not a victim. So it's very interesting because the difference between sex and rape is consent, right?
Right.
But they remove all of that. They're like, nope, you're a victim. No matter what you say, we're deciding you're a victim. So it's scary. Imagine you're a full-grown man anywhere in the world today. They can find two girls who have TikTok on their phone, which is every single female on the planet, and they can accuse you of forcing them to take the TikTok money. And even if the girls say they didn't do that, this isn't true, then you're still a human trafficker.
But force, what does that consist of? Forcing someone to do something, are they accusing you of using violence or?
No, they're accusing me, and this is the thing, they're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice. If you actually analyze the overall case against me, they're saying that Andrew and his brother, by being nice men, convinced girls to have TikTok accounts and then take the money. And it's very interesting because inside of the entire case file, there's not a single financial transaction to us for money.
What are the penalties?
They're extremely severe, 5 to 10 years.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying that all of this is a fact. I'm not saying he's definitely being wronged and that he's completely innocent and that the Matrix is trying to ruin his life. I'm just sharing with you what he has said. And since this is the only official source we have on the case so far, there's nothing that we have to go on against what he's saying. All I'll say is, if he really is speaking the truth, if these are what the charges against him really are, and he's been in jail for 3 months for that, followed by 3 months of house arrest, and the trial hasn't even started yet, could it be? Could there really be a matrix? Could he have been spot on all this time?
They need to put you in prison.
They're trying.
Yeah. I can see why.
They're trying.